big breaking news coming in first up. Investors richer by 20 lakh crore rupees. Yes, that's the news coming in from D Street, where diplomacy delight has played its way. Stocks are surging on trade deal is the big news that is just coming in, as Nifty has jumped 1250. Sensex is up by 4200 points. It is the biggest single day gap up that has opened ever since the US trade deal announcement has come in. Export heavy stocks are rocketing especially. That's the big news coming in, as D Street is clearly in celebration mode over how India and US have sealed the trade deal. Investors were richer by 20 lakh crore rupees. Yes, that's the news coming in, as Nifty has surged. It has jumped up 1250. Sensex has jumped up by 4200 plus points. And remember, this is the biggest single day gap up that has opened up. Most importantly, export heavy stocks that have skyrocketed especially. This after India and US have sealed that trade deal, and reciprocal tariff has been reduced from 25% to 18%. Remember, this is being called as the greatest of all deals after India and EU sealed the FTA, and how that was termed as the mother of all deals. Good news that also came in as far as India-US trade deal is concerned, and needless to say, how the markets are in celebration mode. Investors are richer by 20 lakh crore rupees because diplomacy delight has certainly played out on Dalal street. Stocks have surged on the trade deal news. Not just that, this especially refers to export heavy stocks that have skyrocketed today. Nifty has jumped 1250, Sensex is up by 4200 plus points, and remember, this is the biggest single day gap up opened ever. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's called it a positive environment with the way the trade deal has now been finalized with the US, and he's also gone on to say that there must be an all-out attempt to boost manufacturing internally in every district, as this is being looked at as a historic deal by the Modi government. First the India-EU FTA, and now sealing the trade deal with the United States after months of back and forth that has been witnessed, and how negotiations have been on for the longest time. It has been locked. The deal between India and US has been sealed, with the US now reducing the reciprocal tariffs to 18%. Now, while the final print is awaited, and we've seen how the opposition has responded, demanding a full-fledged discussion in the parliament, but markets are certainly in celebration mode, and we see how the excitement is high. Investors are richer by 20 lakh crore rupees as diplomacy has played out in full swing, and that is showing in the numbers reflecting on the Dalal street. Stocks have surged on the trade deal news that came in last night, where Nifty has now jumped 1250, Sensex is up by more than 4200 points. And remember, this is the biggest single day gap up open ever. Sakshi Batra getting us all the details.
That's right. It's a brilliant day for the Indian stock markets. In fact, a wealth creation day for Indian stock market investors at large. The US-India trade deal has finally pulled up a lot of strings there that investors were waiting for. In fact, in the intraday level, we have seen that investors have got richer by 20 lakh crore rupees. That's the big number. That's because the BSE-listed stocks have all got their market cap lifted by 20 lakh crore rupees. It was at 455 lakh crore rupees yesterday. And today, at the opening quotes of the Sensex, we saw it go up by 400 or up to 475 lakh crore rupees. And that's how 20 lakh crore rupees figure has actually come in. Of course, the markets are going up and down, and this figure can change every moment. But remember, this is also because the Nifty also rallied by 1200 points right at the opening quote. This is the single biggest gain for the Nifty that we've ever seen in the history of Indian stock markets as well. And that's the kind of reflection that you're seeing, and the buoyancy that you're seeing after the US US-India trade deal has been inked finally, and tariffs have been brought down from 50% to 18% now, and this has really lifted investor sentiment. Remember, for almost a year, we've been waiting for this uncertainty to go away, and finally the US-India trade deal has been inked, as has been announced by both Donald Trump as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A lot of Indian sectors are reflecting this positivity. Look at the textile-oriented names. Most of the stocks are up by anywhere between 15 to 20%. Gokaldas Exports, KPR Mills, Indocount, you name it. All these stocks are up and about. We are also looking at a lot of marine export names like Apex Frozen Foods, even Avanti Feeds, that's up. Chemical-oriented names like Aarti Industries, UPL, those stocks are higher in trade. Gems and jewelry is also up, and even auto ancillary stocks. Remember, a lot of auto companies, like even Tata Motors, has a huge exposure in the US by way of JLR exports. Also, we have seen that auto ancillary names, the tire exporters, we're looking at the ancillary names like Sona BLW, Samvardhan Motherson. These are all the stocks that are making investors richer in trade today, right after the announcement of the US India trade deal.